What's going on, you guys? Today I'm taking a look at a brand new knife from Jack Wolf Knives, the VENOM Jack. The VENOM Jack will be available in 5 different variations, including Fat Carbon Dark Matter Gold, Camel Carbon Damascus, Fat Carbon Mars Valley, Natural Canvas Micarta, and OD Green Canvas Micarta, and the drop date is set for Friday, December 16th. There's a couple of things I really love about the VENOM Jack, including the blade shape. But first, let me recap a few of the previous Jack Wolf releases, and special thanks to Ben Belkin, owner of Jack Wolf Knives, for sending this one in to the channel. So here we have, most recently, the Cyborg Jack, with very angular handle geometry, the Vampire Jack, Coffin Jack, with a center swell, and the Benny's Clip, Lanny's Clip point, and the Canine Jack dogleg style pattern. And I'm really excited to add the VENOM Jack to the Wolf Pack. And I got the Natural Canvas Micarta. So let me tell you why I love the blade shape on this one. And there's a couple of reasons. So first, look at how much blade is exposed right now in the closed position, especially compared to some of the previous releases. Now personally, I haven't had any issues or difficulty, I should say, with getting the knife open on any of these previous models. There's the nail nick, and you can also pinch and pull the spine, and it's really not that difficult. But with this much exposed, it makes it that much easier to hold on to and to open the knife. You still have the nice strong back spring. The pull weight is probably, I'd say, about a 6, 6.5, and a 7.5. But honestly, it feels so much easier than other knives with that same amount of pull, just because it's so much easier to hold on to. So if you're somebody with poor dexterity, you older folks, this is one that you'd probably really enjoy. And I know a lot of older knife dudes and ladies are really into slip joints. And I remember Ben mentioning that at Blade Show West, that he would notice people like start to open one of the knives and then kind of just like give up or be timid or a little apprehensive about it. And I don't know if that's due to the strong pull and maybe they're just not used to it. The spring is a lot stronger on a Jack Wolf knife than your typical slip joint, I'd say, and that's a feature, not a defect. But it's stronger than like a Case or a Rough Rider or like this Concept Bevy. I actually like the Bevy, but the initial pull is like a 2 or a 3, and the half stop, I mean, is there a half stop? I mean, sort of. But personally, I love the strength and the confidence and the predictability of the Jack Wolf spring. Great walk and talk, and the way it just jumps, it's just amazing. And it's also a lot harder to accidentally close it on your fingers. I mean, it's still a non-locking knife, and you want to be sure you're applying pressure from the right direction. But anyways, having this much blade sticking out of the handle allows you to experience the same great pull weight, but with a little more ease. And the other thing I love about the blade shape is that it's a Wharncliffe. A downward raked Wharncliffe, great utilitarian blade shape. You've got the nice tip on there for precision cuts, utility cuts, and the geometry of this thing is just gonna make those cuts feel so natural. And of course, a very thin hollow grind. It's also be great for pushing through some cardboard. And then you'll notice on the VENOM Jack that it has more of an open bottom construction than any of these other Jack Wolves. And that was to fit as much blade in there as possible and to make room for that long tip on there and this tall blade. But yeah, I love a good Wharncliffe. Is it a Wharncliffe or a sheep's foot? It's a Wharncliffe for sure. Could you argue modified sheep's foot? Maybe. But really anything with a sharp, narrow, pointy tip is the opposite of what a sheep's foot was meant to be. But I love them both. But this makes for just an awesome daily carry premium utility slip joint. The handle pattern on this one is a trapper pattern, which is straight and then slopes in, which makes for pretty good ergos. Feels good in hand, pretty neutral handle, 4-finger grip for me, no problem, and no hot spots. Obviously there's no pocket clip, so that's not going to be bugging you either. And everything is finished very nicely. Everything is flush with no gaps, seamless construction, good fit and finish, as we've come to expect from Jack Wolf knives. The blade steel is Bowler M390 with very attractive grind lines on the blade and on the swedge. And M390, I'm sure most of you are very familiar with, premium blade steel, and the handle is bead blast titanium, and each side is one solid piece with the bolsters and the liner, and then there's the different inlay materials that I already mentioned. The blade length is 3 inches with a cutting edge of about 2 3/4. And the handle is just barely under 4 inches for a total length of just under 7. The width is under 1/2 inch, and the height, I guess it depends on where you're at, but about 3/4. And the stock thickness is about 3 millimeters or 0.12 inches. And it weighs 2.6 ounces or 72 grams. All right, let's see how it does with some cutting tests. Good factory edge and a very thin and slicey hollow grind. This has definitely been added to one of my favorite Jack Wolf knives. It's like each release I like even more than the one before it. Or maybe there's just different things I like about each one. I think actually the Cyborg Jack is my overall favorite design aesthetically, just because it's so weird and cool. But the Venom Jack is one of my favorites so far for daily carry. Just great daily carry blade shape. And a very comfortable handle. The artwork and theme is really cool too. I guess Venom Jack comes from the fact that the blade kind of looks like a fang. And so that's where the snake and the venom comes from. And then Crom was the god of Conan the Barbarian from an old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he fights a giant snake dude. So that's where that comes from. But there you have it, guys. That is the Venom Jack. Very cool. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is this one that you would pick up? And which version do you like the best? Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching.